Greetings, everyone. It is I, Kikoskia. Oh, hey, number went up. Yay, number went up. Wait, it's a different number, but it still counts. Hey, Cav, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. 49 months in a 49-month streak. Thank you. It is I, Kikoskia. It's my birthday. And what better way to celebrate my birthday than to be backstabbed by everyone in my chat? Team 17. Been a while since I've seen anything with their logo on it, because I have not played Worms for a while. We'll be loyal subjects. Will you really? Hello everyone for King of the Castle. No. Rebel. So. Hello, Giggles the Goat. How you doing? There's TomTom, by the way. 14 months and 11 month streak. Happy birthday subscription. Great to have you here, thank you. Happy 1 year older day, Kiko, thank you. Hide, stagger behind back. Yes, we will be loyal. I have never played this game, by the way. Hello, Hammy. Hello, Ghidorah. Thank you very much. I've never played this game. Animex, there is gifting 5 subs out of nowhere. 28 subs you've gifted so far, that is so upsetting. Oh no, birthday breaking. Uh-oh. Also, is it time to mention that I do have a throne wish list? And there are still things on it, if that is a way you want to do things. Gift a breaking to Kiko, that's probably what's going to happen. Throne, like that, there we go. So, what is special from what I know about this game? Hello, Deus. This game has Twitch integration. And it has Twitch integration in... I was going to save this for the end of Dwarf Fortress. However, uh-oh. Uh-oh. What's he doing? A lot of integration. Hey, Mr. Dark there with the avatar tax. Thank you ever so much. That is the double avatar tax. Whew. The avatar is greatly appreciative of your kind generosity. Oh no, you can do it from your phone as well. I believe you can do it from your phone. Chat is enough. You only need to be in chat. That's all you need to be in. I don't know when it's involved. So, hello, G-Volt. Lots of Siege to the Granary. You're very right. Oh, it's been a good day. I've eaten lots of lovely food. Whoa, Throwica and Dark Jade there with the avatar tax. We are literally drowning in sesame seeds. Thank you ever so much. Ooh, a birthday gift. Thank you, Arcane Rogue, and thank you, MC. That is very kind of you. The Gregster as well, with a avatar tax redemption. How is the sound volume? Do I need it to be louder? Do I need it to be quieter? I don't know. Quiet. Right, we can make it louder then. I'd rather err it on the side of loud than quiet, which is the good thing. So, if we make it that, still quiet, because I can make it louder. Sounds good. Okay, made it to 16. Did someone say birthday? Happy birthday. Well, thank you very much. Rec not there. Great to have you here. Happy birthday, Kikoskia. This seems like a perfect game for the avatar to rest. Oh, this isn't, we're not going to have the avatar here, folks. I think you know who this man is. I think you know who this man is. The Cavatar? No, not the Cavatar. Well, I see someone has gifted a thing. It's Spunty! Yeah! He rules Spuntytopia, and here he is! Thank you ever so much, by the way. Thank you, Tiny Train. That is exceptionally kind of you. Spunty! He is old. He is regal. He is wearing a hat.
Rune?
What?
Is that? Yes,
What?
sir. That's a dragon
What?
horde. And his
It's
face.
clothed with 10,000 bits. That's ridiculous. Also, 20 seconds on a hype train. Any amount of pledge Or a sub.
Mayhem.
Nope, that'll probably do it. Farsight there with 17 subs in total. 5 gifted subs there. Seeds and bits jumping on the will. It's ridiculous. You're all being very generous and very silly.
Mayhem.
An anonymous gifter there gifting 5. That is very kind. Lucky Ducks and their gifted subs. Oh, man.
A pouch of gold.
Birthday bits! Thank you very much there, Tiny Train. That is so good. I saw what else you did as well. Thank you very much.
Ooh, a pouch of gold.
Okay, why not? Thanks, G-Vault. 34 is really kind.
Mayhem.
Tantaris there with 10. And I see more stuff there.
A treasure chest
I
full
see
of riches,
1,000 bits
and it's
with the
all
cake
mine.
fund.
I mean, ours.
Thank you very much with the cake fund there. That is so absurdly kind. We are apparently on a break the Kiko train. We are. I recognize almost none of these names. Tom there with 10 subs as well. That's 56 subs gifted there.
Mayhem.
And I also see Lan just being gifted a sub there by Shield of Hope. That is 6 subs gifted by Shield of Hope.
I'm rich.
And that is Deus with 24.91. Here's some birthday money for me. Happy birthday. Oh, that is really kind of you. Thank you, Deus. That is really sweet. You're all really sweet. You're just buttering me up so you can stab me in the back later, aren't you? That's what you're gonna do. You're gonna butter me up. It's like, oh, don't worry, Mr. Kiko. You're gonna be clang, clang, clang. Yes. See, at least Kabalion is honest. That's because it's Bosham. I was tempted to make a King Bosham, but if I did that, you'd never be able to kill me. So, I would be unkillable. I literally just went to sub and already was. What? Any birthday dreams you want to share with us? Yeah, hopefully this house move will go well. Also, hopefully book 2 will come out next year. This is a massive level of hype. Everyone's being ridiculously kind. And there's Minthar there, being sneaky with Kitty. Bosham, the courtroom jester. What did you say? Stab Kiko in the back? The Church of Discount Dan is paying the gift forward. Thank you ever so much. And hello, Neothera. Thank you very much. This is still the pre-stream. Oh yeah, or the face, or on the everything. Kiko is very How do you know how stabbable I am? This nice cat I met says we should rebel immediately. I don't know, she seems sus. Seems sus. Hides the night. I heard there's some pretty cool people in here. Well, there is Casual Hoy there with a body of 23. We have barely even started our dynasty and there is a raid happening and Neon Nautilus just gifted 27 subs. Hello, thank you ever so much, Raiders. Welcome! Do you bring ham or do you bring ham catastrophe? I don't, you just look very stabbable. Do I look very stabbable? Thank you ever so much for being here. It's great to have you here. Hello, Casual Hoy. Thank you very much. Casual raid. A casual raid indeed. What's this game about? So I'm going to be the king. And people in chat are all going to be involved in the running of the country. And it's all going to go terribly wrong. I've never played it before.
A pouch of
There is
gold.
Ghost Jam with 208 bits. That is very kind of you. Thank you. I've never seen you get. Do we get a vote? I need.
Mayhem. Yippee.
That is Casual Hoy there, by the way, with a lovely sub from Cav. Thank you. Everyone gets a vote. If you interact with the, if you join in the thing, you get a vote because there's Twitch integration and it involves chat. Yeah, people in chat will be nobles in the vassal states. Yes. Throw some bits too. Thank you, Tom. I don't know when they can join. Like, I don't know when that works. We do have Twitch integration, I believe. We set it all up, Cav. Once you put in your king's name. Nobility is too hard for me. If you own the game, you can also pick which faction to join at the start of the game. Yeah, Cav owns the game. I know what Cav is going to be doing. Taking over. I know what he's going to do. Joining is after you pick the factions. Yes, people will be able to enable... We'll have to enable the Twitch extension. Yeah, but we've enabled it on our side. Well, I hope you have a good time. Cav taking over sounds like a Tuesday. I'm not going to say that you're wrong, Cabalian. Yeah, anyone could join at any time, exactly. Like, you could just appear. You enabled yours? It's optional for viewers. You only need the chat to interact.
Mayhem.
Yeah. You don't have to interact. Hello there, Sam. 4 years for you. Thank you ever so much. That's where the jitters coup emote when you need it. Hammy taking over the house would just set on fire. It would just set on fire. If you have questions, ask some of my nobles. We're quite knowledgeable. It's alright. I'm going to blunder through and it's all going to go horrendously wrong. That's how I'm going to do it.
Mayhem.
There is, Cribs are there. Gifting 5 subs. That is so kind of you. Just a picture frame for my armies on display. That sounds awesome. But thank you very much, Cripser, and their Cozy Shark. Thank you very much for the well-wishing. That is extremely kind. Not an option, then we time travel a day to Kiko's... Today Kia's birthday is over. Oh, don't do that. I like my birthday. Identical spouses no longer make dinner parties awkward. Oh, it's gonna be a thing. It's gonna be a calamity, but also, if anything, it's going to be a litmus test as to how many people would like to see more of this in the future, and that is Mr. Billio there with a year of Prime Gaming. Thank you very much. Thank you for the well-wishing, Mr. Billio, and welcome. Also, remember, if you have Amazon Prime, you have Twitch Prime, which means you have a Prime sub, you can spend anyone like it, even spend it on me! I mean, if you've got one lying around, I won't say no. Always great to have people here. We can all be the hero. No, there is only one hero of Vadar, and it is Spunty. Okay? There is only one hero of Vadar. Just be glad I didn't make Stefan Maelor. I was tempted to make Stefan Maelor. It was a temptation. Let's call the dynasty Vadar? I agree. We should call it the Vadar dynasty. Archer Jim. Oh, thank you ever so much, though, for that, the hype train. It was amazing. Thank you. Choo-choo indeed. With... Vadar, you mean that town where everyone... No, the town I saved. Oh, I need to get out my... I need to get my fizzy beverage. I bought fizzy beverage for today. I specifically bought fizzy beverage. I now have my fizzy beverage. Look, all you need to know is I'm the hero of Vadar, okay? Never forget that I broke my fridge. Can anyone here of Vadar? Shucks, I wanted to make step bandits run away in fear. Yeah, you could be anyone else, and you could probably achieve that. And take part in the votes, and yeah. I mean, yeah, you will be able to, absolutely. Exclamation mark join is what you need. Not in real life, it's a Shadows of Doubt joke. It's a Shadows of Doubt joke. Because I broke my fidget... Right, it's not active yet, okay. It's not active yet. It will be once I put my name in. Thank you very much, young Cameron. Thank you. Cav. Have fun. I'll try. As you all obliterate me. I believe in also specific... I imagine so. So little faith. I mean, what, in all of you? Yes. I absolutely have little faith in you. So, it will be new dynasty to start when we start. It's your birthday, I'll be a loyal the whole playthrough. Okay. You can post the kitty emote because if you're sus. That is what kitty is for. Being sus. I'm always loyal, you say with a knife. Yeah, see, someone posted 3 kitties. Loyal ducky. You are loyal to your knife. Let's go with the first couple of menus. Yeah. So, new dynasty. The monarch name is Spunty. The dynasty name, Vader. You can give me a tip if you like. Because of fashion, I know everyone. Bonbon's last words before being smuggled. You can absolutely hand me a tip, it's fine. I expect to lose horrendously. No, we're going with Vader. You never know, he might have just subsumed the title. The way you start in your mind deciding what... Oh, no, I have plans. Do not worry, I have plans. Spunty has his scheme. It's dynasty name, not realm name. Yeah. After he became the hero of Vader, he became Vadarian. That's what he thinks. So, do you want me to press begin, or do you want me to wait, by the way, Cav? Yes, begin? Okay. We obviously want play with Twitch. Stream on Twitch and your viewers can join the game simply by typing into chat. Players who have bought the game will appear in the story more often. So if I press this, do I then press continue now? Our Twitch extension shows players install. I've done that. Choose 3 regions. The Barons of the March, the Chiefs of the North, the Grandees of the South, and the Patricians of the Coast. I mean, we're gonna pick blue. The honourable warriors renowned for their pagan religion and prowess in combat. I'm gonna pick the Barons of the March. Brash rural lords famous for their belligerence and fondness of hunting. And the Counts of the East. Ruthless aristocrats steeped in secrecy. Allegations of forbidden rituals are unproven because, let's face it, you've got to do that. So do I press begin now, Cav? Connecting to game server. Your nobles may now join via Twitch with the join followed by a pronoun. Oh no. I knew Cav was going to pick the Courts of the East, the Counts of the East. I knew it. I knew it. Oh dear. It was random, I swear. Oh, I'm so dead. Oh, I'm so dead. Vampire powers activate. So, we have 13, 13, 14. Unless you own the game, yes. I'm in the Chiefs, yay! Nice, I'm a count. With some very pointy teeth and allergic to sunlight. We'll see where Kibalion is. Hammy's in the Barons of the March, by the way. Oh, you're a Baron of the March as well, Kibalion. How long do we wait for? How long... I want to wait for a good while and wait for people to get in. Because so far we have a lot of counts. We have 14, 28, 42. People can join while the game is running, right? Bosham's Baron of the Marches. And that is Wintermute Omega there with 43 months Prime Gaming. Thank you ever so much. They indeed can. Okay. So we should probably just get going in a minute then. I'll leave it one more minute. I'll go when it's 23 minutes. Just in case any other people want to ruin everything and kill me. I'm so dead. See, we have more people joining. All up to the streamer. This game is very streamer friendly. Also, certain thing is blocking the view of numbers. I don't know. There's nothing for me that would stop it. You play through Twitch. There's also a leave command. I imagine you just close it. Also, there is no cap on the amount of people. I can imagine. When it gets 30 more seconds, then I'll start. I can hear a cow. Oh no. We have so many people. In theory, it should hold 4K people. I have no idea what I am. Bindle, you are a... Chief of the North. You're in the blue faction. There you are. There is Chief Bindle. And there is, there's Alien Kibalion. Oh, rank, not faction. You're a chief. You're all chiefs. Right, I'm gonna start. Begin. This is gonna... I'm gonna die horrendously. Acquire an heir, then complete your ambition to win. Your first reign will likely end in disaster. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. Keep an eye on the region's schemes. If they pass all the stages, they'll win the game. Be careful of the region's defiance stat. If it gets too high, a region may rebel against you. To win, pass all 3 stages of your scheme. Each stage requires you to get stats at certain levels, which are affected in votes. How you vote is up to you, for your region's scheme, to stop other schemes, or for the good of the kingdom. If your defiance stat is high enough, you can rebel. This pauses your scheme and is risky, especially if you have low military. Okay. Okay. Each season you'll get 3 events to play. Click on one to get started. Okay. Basically, Coronation, the Path to Victory, and the Council Introduction. Okay. I mean, I have 3,000, Authority, Trade, Farming. It's all fine. This is good. We're all gonna die. Now let's go to the Council Introduction. This is your monarch, the streamer's character. They'll appear in most stories, but not all. These are your kingdom stats. If any of them are at 0 at the start of the season, the game will end. Okay. These are the region stats. Each stat determines which events are generated. Okay. Makes sense. If defiance is higher than both authority and stability, a region can trigger a rebellion. This will pause their scheme and is risky if military is low. You can scroll through the full list of nobles and their wealth here. Okay, well. Oh my word, people got a lot of money! Oh boy, people got a lot of money! Now that you're the king, your first duty is to meet with a council of nobles. Your nobles hail from across the kingdoms, the wintry north, the desolate east, and of course, the bleak marsh. I think I'm going to introduce myself to the counts of the east. This is a player who's bought King of the Castle. They can set their customizations, get access to special outfits, and appear more often in stories. Count Raylock. Hello, Rudy. Thank you. An honor to finally make your acquaintance, Your Grace. May you escape the doom that befell your predecessor. What about the chiefs of the north? Good luck. Good luck in the days ahead, Your Greatness. You'll need it, dealing with us lot. Chief Ghidorah, and finally, the Barons of the March. It's, Neothera. Hail and well met, my liege. Under your leadership, we'll whip this kingdom into shape. Is it too late to go back to hitting people over the head with a stick? Yes, I'm afraid so. And with that, introductions are done. The council hall immediately fills with raised voices. The nobles argue with each other and demand your favor. You sigh and sit back. Is this what the council is like? No wonder your father told you to avoid the throne at all costs. Yay! Oh no. Okay. Now who will be the first to stab you in the back? Alright, path to victory. The monarch must acquire an heir and complete their ambition to win the game. A spouse is useful, but not necessary. Complete your ambition before a scheme or rebellion usurps you, or before you lose authority, treasury, stability. Your Majesty, the first few years of your reign are the most difficult. You're new and unproven. The nobles of the council will scheme against you, hoping to kick you off your throne and put their own puppet claimant in your place. How can I stop them? To defeat their schemes, you must secure an heir and prove that you are worthy of the crown by completing an ambition. My question is this: when you die, how do you hope the people will remember you? How do people want to remember Spunty? As having existed. As the father of the nation. Goal. Farming. Ironic considering that we only got a cabbage. Interesting. Are you concerned with the welfare of the commoners? Or are you just hoping for a favourable passage in the history books?
A pouch of gold.
Gotta get those cabbages, or we'll see you for a bit. Thank you, Tom Tom. Greatly appreciated. I suggest over the next few years you focus on improving the king's overall farming as much as possible. Once you have an heir, I will return to discuss how your ambition is progressing. Good luck, Your Majesty. Finally! Coronation. Your Majesty, I've scheduled your coronation to take place in a week's time. There's a little crown next to farming now. Is there? Was there? Oh yes, there is. Yeah. Why the hurry? To delay any longer would make the nobles restless. When nobles get restless. They take their daggers and look for the nearest pack. Very well, what must I do? As tradition, the council will decide what happens at the coronation. Of course. Shall we call the nobles in? Ooh. Certain choices will change stats. Some choices that do so will indicate this change here. Alright. Not all choices have stat changes. These indicate do not show the region affected. These are the upcoming choices your nobles will vote on. Each of these may change stats in some way. The monarch can change how a vote is run with a law. You may only use one law per vote. Try using your veto on one option you dislike. When your vote happens, noble votes using... So basically, I get to pick one of these. I get to pick one I don't want and one I can have. Like, one I want to vote on and one I do. What was that? There. Sorry. Just the bottom choices. Just one of them. Oh. When the vote opens, nobles using the vote command. The monarch may close the vote after any time after all nobles have voted, or when the timer hits 0. Yes. We're not inviting foreign dignitaries to show off their wealth. Let's start the vote. Come on, people, you know what I want! Oh dear. Throw the king in the river! I see where we're starting off here. I see! Well, there we go. It's fine. What kind of coronation should be held for the new king? Throw me in the river! Well, that's fun. It is decided. The king will be thrown in the river. Let me get changed out of my nice robes. The nobles pick you up and carry you out the Treadwater River, hurling you in the shallow water with a cheer. When you climb back out the bank soaking wet, the champ step forward and place the crown upon your head. Is it your imagination, or are some of the nobles stifling giggles? Now that you've ended all the events, advance the game by clicking End Season. Well, that went awfully. I'm not achieving anything yet. No. Tradition preserved. Well, end season, I suppose. I know. You gotta remember, sometimes you have to support the king or I won't support you. Remember this. Each region will now vote for one of 3 randomly selected schemes. Schemes are made up of 3 stages with specific stat requirements. Passing all 3 schemes places the Regis claimant on the throne, winning the game. Storm of the Drewfroof clan, well-known northern rascal, stands precariously on a longhouse crossbeam, spitting as they speak. Chiefs of the North, we all know I should be on the throne, not this imposter King Spunty. How do we make that happen? Time for you to vote! Subterfuge, prophecy, or Ragnarok? Ha! Right! Oh dear! Ragnarok. The chiefs plan to make an alliance with the ice giants to take over the kingdom. First, they must not be weak, or the giants won't take their proposal seriously. To advance their scheme, the chiefs must raise their military to 5 or more in 4 seasons. Well, they already have 7. But other people will be working to betray them. That's the thing. You want yourself to win, and the other people don't want you to win. Luca of the Wolfenbach clan bloodline, eccentric marcher orator, stands before a blazing hearth, yelling at full volume. When have the barons of the March backed down from a fight? Never! I know you'll do whatever it takes to put me, your rightful monarch, on the throne. So how are you gonna do it? Ah! I see what someone might vote here. They might want to lower other people's military. And here we get the backstabbing. Oh, here we go, folks. Here we go. Modernization. The barons plan to modernize the king's army in such a way that it's totally under their control. First, they must prove the military is in need of reform. To advance their scheme, the barons must lower the other regions' military to a combined total of 10 or less in 4 seasons. Well, that's going to be interesting, because right now it is 18. So by 2, yeah. If you can get it by 2, then it's lower than 10. Other regions, okay, fair enough. Yeah. Meanwhile, Yuli of the Shield of Hope dynasty, legendary Eastern orator, leans delicately on a podium, sighing, "My fellow counts, in ancient times the East was its own proud kingdom. We can bring back those days of glory, but not while the false King Spunty wears the crown." Are you going to lower own defiance, raise treasury, or lower own faith? Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Lower own defiance. The cowards plan to swap the real king for a perfect doppelganger. First, they must gain the trust of the spy master. To advance their scheme, the count must keep defiance at 4 or less for 4 seasons. So I have to raise your defiance. 4 seasons. Here you can view the region's schemes and claimants. Okay. When you have an heir, they will appear right on the right of this page. If your reign ends abruptly, the nobles will vote for the next monarch. The vote is between the 2 regions of the highest combined stats and your heir if you have one. Your Majesty, these upstarts say they have the right to the throne. No doubt the nobles are already scheming. Oh, yes they are. So where do I access this? Suppose it's here? At the end of the turn? Show the avatars for everyone? Not really? I mean, I could, but there's like 50 of you. No scheming here. There's so much scheming going on. Look at all the people. You're all scheming. You all want to do stuff. All of you. Especially you. See that owl there? That scheming owl? You own the game to own you a person. Yeah. You could trust the barons. Well, I'm innocent of this crime. Doubt. Just showing everyone off briefly. We are loyal for... We're not trying to overthrow... Yeah. You see, the fun part is as well, if you just overthrow me too quickly, the game ends. So, you know. And everybody's scheming against everyone else. So, continue to the laws of the land. Here you can adopt a law that alters how voting is run. You'll be able to adopt once per year at the end of winter. You can only adopt 1 law at a time and have a maximum of 3 laws to use. Oh. Interesting. So that's an interesting one, because if I pick this one, even if it's something I don't necessarily like, I gain more money if you vote for it. So it's a way to disincentivize you to pick something. You know what? I'm picking Royal Gamble. I'm picking Royal Gamble. Spunty always was one to play loose with luck. So there's the Honor Guard, the Jousting Tournament, and a Theft. Let's go with a Theft first. Your Highness, this is an outrage. I demand justice. Last week, Count Kawai Sefi shook my hand as a supposed show of reconciliation and stole my family's lucky ring in the process. Blood and stars nonsense. Rummage through your drawers and I'm sure you'll find the thing. Your Majesty, a feud has stood between our families for centuries. Kawai Sefi's ancestor left my ancestor tied to a rock in the woods for the wolves to consume. That's because his ancestor poisoned our well and killed half our household. Enough! I know Kawai Sefi stole my priceless ring. It brings the March great luck and bounty, and my dear nephew is to wear it when he marries. no on that one. We are not lowering farming. That's fine. That is one I do not want you to do. Because I know what you might want to do. I need that. So someone's getting into trouble. The question is who? Oh! 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 Looks like we're going to the east. Send a chancellor to the east to investigate. Which traitor voted E? Svenk thanks you profusely. But the counts are furious that the accusations are being taken seriously. Ooh! That's +2 defiance! Yeah! You guys got mad! Now you're very undefiant. I demand a recount. You won't get one. You order the Chancellor to search Kawaii Sefi's home for the special ring. Goodness me! I do enjoy tales of such mysteries. I shall do my best. I mean, we've gotta have a jousting tournament. What if it's a draw? I don't know. That went down. Well, that wants to go down. Right, jousting tournament. Your Majesty, the Barons of the March have invited you to a jousting tournament. How delightfully rustic. I could just be like, no. But if I do that, then But I will indeed compete. Wonderful, I will compete myself. Superb, Your Majesty. I will send your acceptance directly. There you go. Can't go down any lower than 0. Now that you are king, you need personal protection. Why, I could plunge my sword into your heart right now, could I not? I'd like to see you try. Is it your imagination, or does your marshal stifle a wry chuckle? In any case, she quickly hides it. You need an honor guard to keep you safe from such dangers, Your Majesty. Fortunately, this is a political decision. What are my options? Each region offers a selection of elite guards. The chiefs with their most famous warrior heroes, the counts with knights of the Order of the Drowned Rose. And the barons offer a squad of battle-hardened veteran soldiers. Think carefully, Your Majesty. These guards' loyalty will be divided between you and their region. Of course, you could just hire foreign mercenaries. They'd be loyal to coin above all. What foreign mercenaries do you suggest? A band of fearsome fighters from the Tatterlands called the Battle-Bitten Brethren. They specialize in bodyguard work, but they're costly, and hiring foreigners will betray a lack of confidence in our kingdom's fighters. Tell me about the veterans of the marsh. These soldiers have fought more battles than they've had hot dinners. The They'll be uncouth, no doubt, and won't adapt well to a life in the palace, but they're loyal and tough as nails. What about the Eastern Knights? The Order of the Drowned Rose are highly respectable. They'll understand palace etiquette, but it's been years since they fought an actual battle. They'll mostly write poems these days. What about the Northern Warriors? Bearded oafs with axes and no manners. They'll get drunk and cause trouble in the palace. No discipline at all, and I can't guarantee they won't run off on some random quest, but they're honourable, and in a fight, unbeatable. I have made my decision. I await your verdict with bated breath, Your Majesty. No, if I go with the foreign mercenaries, my authority will drop. I don't want my authority to drop. What about farming? Yeah, we don't have farming here. As a point to rebel, defines these to be both authority and stability. Oh. I'm gonna go with the Northern Warriors. I will make the arrangements at once. The warrior heroes arrive a few weeks later. They swagger in with big grins and bigger axes, belching and singing and roaring out unsavory jokes. One of your courtiers' fates. Not bad. Nobles can use their wealth to bid on any buildings in any region, each of which affects a stat. Uh-oh. This is done through an auction, where only the 2 most funded buildings are chosen. When an auction opens, nobles can fund with the following command, fund, ! Fund AX, where X is personal wealth. When you're ready, hit start auction to begin the auction. Well, we have an aqueduct. That's pretty good. More farming. There's also a cathedral for faith. There's also a fortress for military. But there's also a stadium for negative military. I'm just gonna give people a moment. Shall we get started? I can't bid myself though. But you know, aqueducts, they're a thing. They're good, right? Does it only affect the colours they're assigned to? Yeah, but I want more farming. More farming is good. Go! Alright, okay. Oh! Okay! Oh! Okay! Okay! This is interesting! The aqueduct there, you know, it's an aqueduct! It's good for farming! It's good for what ails you, but apparently the chiefs want nothing to do with this. I guess your honor guard built their new home. You're not kidding. You're not kidding. Okay. Time's up. Good job, everyone. You built a fortress and then you built a stadium and cancelled each other out. Excellent. I mean, less money for you is good for me. The Spy Master would like you to show the difference between this building and this building. They're the same thing. A special guest, finding a Oh, the search for the ring is here! Well, first you want a special guest. The barons have assembled upon a jousting field, watching from tall stands. The place is buzzing with excitement. We check our funds? Yeah. Some of you have nothing. Some of you put all that cash in there, and A servant straps on your armor and helps you mount your horse. She hands you your lance, and you ride out onto the field. Welcome, one and all. We have a most thrilling guest today. As you ride your horse past the stands, nobles gasp and stare. Wave enthusiastically. Cheering erupts, and the nobles stamp so hard that the stands tremble. When the jousting starts, you quickly realize your opponents swerve each time they approach. They don't want to hurt a king. Puts a dent in the challenge, really. Some choices have uncertain outcomes, called challenges. These can either be random or based on a stat. The percentage shows the chance of success. I have to disguise myself here. Disguise yourself to get a real match. A new competitor is about to join us. He comes from, Oh! Ooh. What will this do? Choose East! We have cookies! Why should I choose the East? No one has been helping me! What incentive do I have to choose any of you? Huh? You keep snubbing the East. This is true. I have snubbed the East. Doesn't say anything. I'm gonna pick the East. Your entourage helps you into a new set of armor, and you ride out into the field. And here we have, what's the name? Count Rudolph, ready for a fight. Finally, a real battle. You're thrown in a horse flat on your back, but blood courses through your veins. Whoops. The audience roars in support, cheering wildly for Count Rudolph. Is this what it's like to be truly admired? At the end of the day, you make your way back to the capital feeling every ache in your muscle you didn't know you had. But what a rush! Meanwhile, the Eastern Cavalry troops see a huge influx of the military eager to join up, inspired by your example. I just made the East more powerful! Well, you know... Exactly! Use it to crush my enemies! Meanwhile... Your Majesty, I found Baron Svenki's ring, but the situation is... delicate. Count Kawai Sefi's nephew has it. because Svenki's nephew used it to propose to him. My guardian, Kawaii Sefi, doesn't understand true love. My dear Lorenz and I are meant to be together, feud or no. All we want is a quiet life, a little garden, a flock of geese, 20 acres of land or so. No one knows about this romance yet, but tensions are high. Both regions are using the feud to fuel a full-on rivalry between barons and counts. Perhaps I'm soft-hearted, but I can't help feeling for this young couple. Is there a way we could resolve this peacefully? Not peace, eh? You know what? Yeah, I think we should, I could provide a dowry. Those cost money, though. And that gives money to these people. Oh, cheers, my liege. You formally bless the upcoming marriage of Lorenz and Nikolai. Both barons and counts are outraged, claiming that you've disrespected their centuries-long feuding tradition. As wedding preparations begin, the story of the love-struck couple catches the imagination of the Marcher peasants, who work together to make a huge cornucopia as a wedding gift. I'm so angry I'm making a comment. Hello, Noodlemaster. It's good. You're a bit mad. You're a little mad. Stability up, yep. What would the counts do? Rebel? We need to find a spouse. In the twisty passages of your castle, you can avoid your advisors, nobles, even spy masters. But there's one person you can't avoid. Your mother. She must be old. Why haven't you found a spouse yet? It's been almost a year! Is it really that urgent? Of course! Don't worry, I'll take the liberty of finding eligible candidates. What's your preference? Men? Women? Do you not mind? Come on! There's only 4 choices! You know what? Any is fine. No. Sure, any. Go with any. Excellent. I'll send out messages to the most influential noble families in the kingdom. Let's see what they have to offer. End of the season. Here you can set different levels of tax or bribes for each region in your kingdom, potentially punishing some while rewarding others. Okay. Okay. Balance the needs of your treasury against defiance changes. Remember, if a region's defiance is higher than both your authority and stability, they can rebel. All nobles gain wealth here, but one region gains extra weight and a trade bonus. Regions with a higher trade stat are more likely to get a trade bonus. Okay. Why would I want to give the chiefs a tax? The towns discover a rich new vein of copper ore, making 500 wealth. The other nobles gain 200 wealth. Bribe my team and cruel tax the teams that are not mine. I might leave that there, honestly. I feel like the East have suffered enough. Remember who... Oh! You make a good point. Remember who my honor guard are. Yeah, they want military, they want to raise an army, they want to modernize, and they want doppelganger.
Mayhem!
And that's Steel Brain there subbing. Thank you ever so much. Thank you. The barons want to modernize. Well, the barons did want to modernize. Chiefs want military. Well, this doesn't make any difference to any of them.
Ooh, a pound
May I
of
suggest
gold.
bribing my fellow counts, my lord? The chiefs have no defiance. This is true. I'm seeing something here. But I feel like I'm going to cut the Easter break. I'm going to cut the Easter break here. I was tempted to raise your taxes, East. Prove to me that I shouldn't next time.
I'm rich!
Whoa! Lars there with $10. Happy birthday, Gold, from a long-time fan. Happy birthday, man. Congrats on the house. Put towards... I will, thank you. Give these too much defiance and they can rebel. I don't want them to, though. 6 is fine. Thank you, Yanzaloom. Your Majesty, the couple from the March in the East are here to speak to the Council. Oh, Your Majesty, you've brought us so much joy. I can't believe I finally get to be with my dear Nikolai. But it's not all good. We wanted to get married and start a farm together. Enjoy some peace and quiet for a change. All we need is each other, and a few adorable animals. The wedding would be a tiny 400 people at most. But of course, Svenkane and Kawaii refuse to give us anything. Please, Your Majesty, help us just once more. Ooh! Ooh! Well, I know which one we're not letting happen. The dent in the treasury is fine. It's this one we don't want. We like the farm idea. It's this. It's these three that I like. It's a question of where they end up going. So, you guys can fight over which place they're gonna go. Could drop the royal gamble on A? No, because that leaves D as an option. And D is an option that I know you'll pick just to screw me over. Thank you, Chow. Bit of back scratching, see? I know it isn't, but note, Bindle, that each of these improves farming somewhere. That's the thing I want. Each of these improves farming. That one at the bottom doesn't. This is exciting, by the way. I'm enjoying this. Ooh, the North is getting a lot here. Well, looks like it's the North. Voting has closed. Congratulations, North. Ever loyal, ever dependable. The couple should forge their own path in the North. Few nobles want their relatives to become humble farmers, especially if it's because of a whirlwind romance with someone of a rival lineage. Neither the barons nor the counts are happy. But the chiefs welcome them eagerly, even giving them some scrubby land to live on. It turns out that the lovers have a knack for the wilderness, helping along by the lucky ring, and they quickly cultivate a thriving farm that brings prosperity to the area. Some chiefs' wealth's increasing. Lorenz and Nikolai even named their first child after the king. Little Spunty grows up peacefully in the country, far away from the feuding families. Let's have a look at some eligible options. I have found 3 potential matches for you. 1 eligible young candidate from each of the kingdom's 3 regions. Oh, okay. Give me a moment, I'll be right back. Oh dear. Yes, yes, I know. By the way, I am back. Yeah, I'm T-posing. Your mother leads you to the Great Hall, where she's arranged 3 portraits on easels. For now, each is covered by a cloth. Wait, I don't even get to meet them? There's no time for sentiment. You just need a match that benefits your station and suits your political needs. She whisks away the cloth on the first portrait. This is Kestrid, firstborn daughter of the Northern Ibis 83 clan. She's your typical northern lass, big, brawny and honest. In the same way an axe to the face is honest. Spends most of her time ranging the mountain tops, hunting wolves and wyverns and other strange northern beasts. She was already engaged once, but it didn't last. No one's sure why. I take it I don't have to commit at this point. If I say the bottom one, that doesn't commit me. Not yet. Okay. I need to know for sure. Raging on mountains sounds dangerous. Queens don't go hunt. That's true. Like, I don't want to click the bottom one and then... Nobody's going to have an answer for me, unfortunately. What do you mean, yeah, you do? As in... How do I see the next option, basically? Do I get to see the option with both? I apologize for asking silly questions. Also, there's 104 people here. Not interested. Next. This is Niklas, the eldest son of the Eastern Rotaraneg dynasty. Apparently they had a hell of a time getting him to smile for this portrait. Spends most of his time outdoors, poring over musty tomes. The other counts think he's mad because he treats the peasants far too nicely. He's an intriguing candidate. He's very intriguing. He's an intriguing candidate. And finally, we have March's offering. Jacob, scion of the prestigious Battle Tank 9 bloodline. A timid fellow, not the kind that does well in the march, bless him. Perhaps the palace will suit him better. Like most of the barons, his great passion is hunting. No beast is safe from his crossbow, and shy as he may be, he doesn't seem to have a problem attracting romantic interest. Sounds like a laugh. What do you think? Of course, by picking up a candidate, you'll anger the other regions. But you'll gain a lifelong alliance. I've made my decision. Well, which of them do you wish to marry? Nicholas
Mayhem.
of the
Yippee!
East. Hello, Casboy! 49 months on a 49-month streak. Thank you ever so much. That's so kind of you. No! I'm going to ally with the East. Excellent. I'll make the arrangements. I know it brings them closer. But the alternative is getting them even angrier. I don't want that. It only brings up the chiefs to 1. As you walk the corridors, your spymaster falls into step beside you. She hands you a wooden carving of a figure astride a horse. I hear a mysterious knight called Count Rudolph made quite the impression during the last jousting season of the March. No one knows who he is. The counts want to sell these figures and commercialize the enigmatic jouster. It would bring a great deal of money to the area. No, sponsoring him is a big drain on the treasury and it lowers defiance. Not for these people it isn't. But if I dramatically reveal that it was me... But if I dramatically reveal that it was me... It might. But it also might go up. You make your big announcement with incredible pomp, putting out proclamation that mysterious light was none other than you.
Behold, a hidden niche full of loot. My favorite.
Thank you there, Mr. Megahasi. 500 bits. Speaking of treasury, here's the birthday boy. Thank you very much. But not all the counts are happy that their beloved king was not actually from the Night Museum from the East, even if it is a king. Oh no! They got more angry! What a shame! By royal decree, you can tweak the laws governing how the council votes. Ooh. Call for unity is very interesting. Because call for unity prevents people from voting all for one thing. But Monarch's golden choice is good. But it also makes you more powerful is the thing. If you get more money, you can use that against me. No, I'm going for call for unity. Stability is good. We like stability. I don't know. Maybe? Nah, we're gonna take that. We'll risk it. Right, it is now spring. Ooh, there's a lot of stuff going on in Blue Land right now. Let's go to the royal wedding first. Your wedding to Nicholas is naturally the talk of the kingdom. Nobles and peasants alike travel from across the realm to attend. For a week and a day, the capital is one giant party. It feels like you're the only one not taking part. Instead, you're getting ready for the ceremony. Soon enough, you're standing in St. Bertrand's Cathedral with Nicholas at your side. Do you take this man as your lawfully wedded husband? No! Actually, I must go now. My kingdom needs me. Of course we say yes. Which is not what we want, but we're going to say yes. I do. Then I pronounce you king and husband. After the wedding, of course, there's a feast. And after the feast, a dance. Your new husband, Nicholas, refuses to dance at all, preferring instead to brood in the corner. I mean, it's pretty much what I expected. By the time you find yourself alone with Nicholas, it's past midnight, and you've never felt more tired. Did you see the 8 crows perched on the church tower as we walked the cathedral? A dire omen. Perhaps you're right. The peasants have the right idea. They get married for love, not for politics. Oh, to live a simple life of a commoner. There. We're both in this together. You comfort Nicholas long into the night, listening as he expresses his doubts and fears. As dawn breaks, he falls asleep on your shoulder, exhausted. They'll get on just fine. Jacob would have danced with you. How about we make all the counts commoners instead? That would cheer them up. No. Won't. Oh. Your greatness, I'm stunned, outraged and incensed. I've been summoned to trial by the Inquisition on some nonsense, fabricated charge. They're saying a group of church missionaries went missing near my lands. The weather's cold around here. Anything could have happened to them. Hello, Chief War Plotters. No one dares defend me on their own. They're too scared of the High Inquisition. The trial is set, but the Council must intervene, Your Greatness. Though she remains silent, the Council is keenly aware of the High Inquisitor's steely gaze from across the chamber. Let's make this interesting, shall we? Come on! Surely you want to search to defend this person? Make it worth your while! I like money. Lots of you like money. I mean, I was going to anyway. Free money for you, then. King fixed the vote. Well, yes! Of course I did. I'm the king. And it could still fail. Search for a witness. You distribute a proclamation among the chiefs asking for witnesses of War Plotus's innocence. A northern villager eventually comes forward, saying she saw the missionaries heading in the direction of the frozen lake near War Plotus's estate. Indeed, they're soon found wandering aimlessly through the featureless tundra, completely lost and snowblind, but alive. With no dead missionaries, the High Inquisitor is forced to drop the charges, and pays compensation to War Plotus, who sends you a small gift in thanks. It's no problem, everyone! See? Got lost! Everything's fine. Got a little bit of money. Got a bit more stability. It'll change, don't worry. Your Majesty, I wish to speak with you about the situation in the north. Too long have the Northerners been allowed to worship their heathen tree gods in brazen defiance of the ninth god. Allow me to send some of my best missionaries to the north. It's for the good of the realm. I could just do it, but I want to bring it to the council. I'll have to bring it to the council. Of course, Your Majesty. I would expect nothing less. I mean, I could force the decision, but vetoing would be funny. Yeah, but let's not. You know what? I want to make this interesting. Because I don't think Blue want me to do this. I don't think you want your religion to be changed away, do you? Am I right? Hello, Halloween! Like, I think they're ready for a change religion. Money usurps religion. I'll just worship rocks! I'm doing good. I'm watching my kingdom slowly destroy me. You know what I'm gonna do?
Mayhem! Yippee!
And that there is Cav gifting us up to Halloween. Thank you ever so much. That is so kind of you. Thank you. That is exceptionally kind. Oh, this is close. This is close. Oh, well, that worked well. Send missionaries to the north. This is erasure of our culture. We won't forget this, you rabid pack of tyrants. The mission goes ahead, despite protests from the chiefs. Your stable and prosperous kingdom gives weight to the missionaries' words. How else could the kingdom be doing so well, if not blessed by the ninth god himself? It turns out to be a rip-roaring success. Trust in the clergy is high, and so northern common folk convert in droves, whole cities at a time. We went from 0 faith to 5. The Archbishop is more than pleased. He even diverts some of the new northern tithe to you as thanks, topping up the treasury. We seem quite rich now. That escalated a little. It's fine, we can deal with defiance.
Behold, a hidden
Happy birthday,
niche
thank
full
you,
of
Felon
loot.
Entane.
My
That's
favourite.
so kind of you, thank you. Old Bunny Blue gets the scheme. Yep, only Blue, I'm afraid. I tried. Far to the north, where snow blankets and landscape and wolves howl in the night, the chiefs plot to bring about the end of the world.
I'm rich.
And that there is Halloween tipping $20. Thank you, happy birthday. Thank you, Halloween. That's really kind of you. Thank you. That's super kind. Thanks. Praise Morgana. Initial talks with the ice giants are going so well that they've gifted us a new patch of fertile land in the northern valleys. That's good. Inadvertently. The gods are good. With luck, this will be the foundation of an alliance strong enough to rock the world. Aye, the ice giants are a formidable ally. Tall as a building and limbs like tree trunks. And those southerners don't know how to fight them like we do. But first you must offer something the giants desire. A whole kingdom's worth of pillage? Just what I was thinking. If we fill the kingdom with bountiful goods and plunder, the giants won't be able to resist. For the next stage of the chief scheme, they must raise other regions' trade to a combined total of 12. Yeah, you're gonna need to work better on that. Amidst the dark and foreboding forests, a small squat castle stands watch over the broad march of borders. There at the end of the kingdom, a plot is hatching. Ah, those dogs in the other regions are as strong as ever. Fools, the lot of them, playing at war like a child plays with dolls. Very scary, powerful dolls. We must continue our sabotage. The Baron's aim is to lower other regions' combined military to 10 or less. Still need to do 2. Far in the east, Count Cav is hosting a dinner party in his castle with a few disgruntled guests. Fate is not smiling upon us, friend. We failed to win the Spymaster's trust, and she still watches us with an eager eye. How goes the search for the lookalike? Not well, I'm still looking. The best I found is a peasant with the wrong-shaped nose, the wrong-coloured eyes, and a wooden leg. Don't let that discourage you. Keep searching. A doppelganger is out there. I'm sure of it. The Count's aim is to lower their defiance to 4 or less. Your Majesty, these upstarts are saying they have a right to your throne. A proposition. Your Majesty, I have an idea. The best since lined parchment, I dare say. An expedition to Chur. Chur? What's that? The vastness of Chur, Your Majesty. The great unexplored and untamed continent far across the eastern sea. Chur! You have a lot of wealth at the moment, Your Highness. It's just sitting around collecting dust. Why not make a sound investment and send explorers to Chur? Who knows what they might find? A treasure? Rare materials? Ancient history? A new disease? She's a bit too animated when she says the word disease. That sounds like a fine idea. Her eyes light up from behind her spectacles. Wonderful news! I shall make preparations immediately. Expect a brief on your desk very soon.
I'm rich.
There's MC Makey gifting $25. Happy birthday, Kiko. I wish you all the best for the coming year and that everything goes well with the house. Thanks to the entertainment and great streams. No problem. Glad to entertain. Glad to entertain. Hunting rights dispute. Your Greatness, the Barons are completely out of control. They've started hunting in our territory, killing and stealing away our precious natural resources. We're only hunting wyverns, you fool. There's no one else to hunt them, and you've practically got an infestation this time of year. We're doing you a favour, if anything. Your Majesty, it would be best if we were to nip this situation in the bud before it gets too heated. Fine, let's call a vote. I can afford the defiance. That's not the defiance you need, but your Majesty! Yes, but this could increase trade, and I don't want to increase trade. Hunting could increase trade. Let's call a vote. I don't want increased trade because these two getting more trade means that the scheme gets better. We don't want more trade. Let's have a vote though. Oh! Oh! I can just veto B. I can say no, you don't get more trade. That would just be rude. Yes, it would. Yeah, that's not an option. That's not an option. Oh! 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 People are desperately going for Wyvern Week. Oh, absolutely it can. Absolutely it can. But that's the fun. Wyvern Week could be the next Discovery Channel special. That was a lot of votes. Those nobles grumble and groan at the decision. No one is happy, which means it's a good compromise. Look at that stability! We are a stable kingdom! 10 stability! A devastating avalanche has buried a mountain village within my domain. There are few survivors. suppose the kingdom could lend a helping hand. The other nobles are under no obligation to help the North, but surely they will vote with compassion.
Mayhem! Yippee!
Now there is art there! Gifting a sub! Thank you ever so much! That's 7 subs you gifted so far. It would be, but are you going to vote for A, or are you instead going to vote for B in spite? Because you might vote for B in spite. Thank you, Diamond. I see some spite voting! See, I want to help you! I want to help the people of the North. I am a good king! I am a good king! Voting is closed. Send financial aid. Your funds go towards resettling the survivors in neighboring villages, with enough gold to see them through winter. And Chief Lenny Ravit skims a little off the top, of course, for their trouble. You got some rich nobles here. You're actually the richest. You're the richest person here. You're pretty wealthy. Capital's here. Ah! Oh, okay. There's some interesting stuff here. Oh! There's some interesting stuff here. People are voting for a stadium. Oh, a Grand Bazaar. Oh, no, a Grand Bazaar is being voted for. Uh-oh. Come on, you don't want Blue to succeed, do you? Yeah, that's it. A Thieves Guild. No, a Thieves Guild. That's what you want? Because we don't want trade to go up. Uh-oh. Needs like 1,500 more. No! More trade is bad, because it will mean the end of the world. Oh! In at the end with a save! The accomplishment is nothing! The Baron's benefit! Yes! About your heir. Your marriage to Nicholas has grown stale. Oh, you get along well enough and you've made some good memories together, but there's no spark. He cares more about his stupid books than your happiness, but spark or no spark, you still need an heir. Congratulations are in order. The royal wedding was a magnificent affair. I'm very happy, thank you. Your happiness is an importance fulfilling your duty to the kingdom, but I'm glad you found a way to have both. You've done well so far, but something is still missing. An heir. You need someone young, whose loyalty is assured. A child of your own would do a trick, even if they're legitimate, or the youngest of your many cousins. Ooh! I could adopt a child! Ooh, I could adopt a child! Honestly, that's... Nobles will be very displeased with a commoner. Oh no! The nobles will get angry. Oh no, that means that the doppelganger defiance thing won't happen. I plan to adopt a lowborn child from the orphanage. The nobles won't be too happy with a lowborn child being elevated to the status of a royal. I urge you to reconsider. My mind is made up. I'm sure history will remember you as a champion of the people. If it remembers you at all, I'll make the necessary arrangements. I haven't, no, Tantarus. Meanwhile... Chur. Your Majesty, I have those plans we discussed for the expedition to Chur. Are we almost ready to leave? Not quite, Your Highness. There are still important decisions to be made. Alright, show me. First, we need to decide who has the honor of building your ship. Tell me about the chief ship. The chiefs who wish to build a ferocious longship to cross the sea. It'll be well built, but won't accommodate much on board. What about the count ship? The counts are promised a beautiful and ostentatious design, something they call a carrack. It's as expensive as it sounds, however. What about the Baron ship? The Marcher's lords are by no means expert shipbuilders, but they offer to make us a sturdy cog. And they'll do it for free. Ooh! I've heard enough about ships. Not the East. You know what? We'll have the Northerners build me a longship. Thank you, Birdman. Have the Northerners make me a mighty longship. Very well, Your Majesty. Next, you must decide who will crew your ship. There won't be much room on a longship for anyone but the sailors themselves, so you must pick carefully. Tell me about the volunteers. Fortunately, the best of them come at a price. Experienced trade ship captains and their crews would be ideal, but won't be free. There are also those in the Navy who are equally experienced, but listing them will reduce our naval strength for a time. You could also levy amateurs, or even use prisoners, but I don't know how much you could trust them to get to where you need to go. You need to lower the military power to gain your scheme. Amateur sailors will have to do. I will make the arrangements. Fantastic. I think that's everything. I shall get to work immediately, Your Majesty. She picks up scribble notes and diagrams and hurries out of the room, her spectacles bouncing slightly on her nose. The ship is completed in record time. Clearly the chiefs are eager to impress. You see it off from the harbour by the end of the season. The crew are eager and the ship looks sturdy. You can only hope they bring back something worth the investment. Or come back at all. Meanwhile... Your Majesty will recall the devastating avalanche that struck the north? Yes, I remember a tragedy. The avalanche had covered an ancient stone door embedded in the mountainside. We suspect it may be one of our ancestors' tombs. Some locals pried open the door and investigated within. They did not return. Ooh.
Ooh, a pouch of gold.
So he said experience oaths on a ship built by a lowest bidder? This will end well. At least this wasn't free. Shut the tomb! You want your golden choice? You want your golden choice? There it is. I continue to like money. Nope, money wins. This is the tomb of our ancestors. We deserve to know what it's hiding. You're forbidding us from knowing our own heritage. You suspect they are more concerned about the fact that the ruins could contain valuable treasure. Still, no point risking it. It's fine! Oh, Cirrus, you have no money. You are so poor. Also, you! Woohoo! Lots of money. Back in the north is hosting yet another feast. Not everyone is in the mood for celebrating, however. No developments, I'm afraid. The giants aren't willing to commit. Not yet, anyway. What's the problem? They leave their brains in the ice caves again? Or they're too scared to take on a measly king? Nay, not enough plunder. We must make the other regions bigger, juicier targets. The chiefs aim to raise the other regions' combined trade to 12 or more. Okay. Tax the North! You know, that makes a good point. We could tax the North. Perfidious counts need a man. could. Ooh. Watch your backs there, my king! You taxed the barons into poverty last year. They need a break. No, I think a standard tax is fine. They still have wealth. You don't want to make the counts more defiant? Taxes or taxes? I mean, I could just make all of you mad if you like. I could just do that. If I really wanted to be mean. But I won't. Do it, you wouldn't, would I? No, no, no. This seems fine. This seems fine. No, my money! Oh, everything is here! Everything is in the east! Your Majesty, Count Cyrus the Mad DJ of the East has been bleeding us dry, he has! What's he doing? Our taxes are 10 times higher than they've ever been! I cannot afford to feed my cows! It's true, Your Majesty. Count Cyrus the Mad DJ has been taxing his peasants at least twice as much as the next highest noble. It's been a hard year, Your Grace. I have barely any gold in my vault. I'm just doing what I can to stay afloat. What about this poor peasant's cows? A pox on the stupid cows. Let's see what the council thinks of this, hmm? Oh, you see, that's one I don't want to do, because that one will lower your defiance and will lower farming. So we're going to veto that one. No, we're not goldening A, we're going to veto B. Don't you try and mind games me. I need farming. But a royal tax collector. Or throw him into the dungeon. Fine, still voting A.
Mayhem! Yippee!
And that is Techno Sarah there with Prime Gaming in 15 months. Thank you ever so much. Happy birthday. Glad to be having you here. Thank you ever so much. Oh, this is close. This is close. Oh, looks like you're in the... ooh. Oh, looks like Cirrus is going in the dungeon. Oh. Voting has closed. Throw Count Cyrus the Mad DJ into the dungeon to teach him a lesson. Dracov's bones, not the dungeon. Why would you take the side of some poxy peasants? Count Cyrus the Mad DJ is flung into your deepest cell and his ill-gotten gold confiscated. The other counts grumble at the imprisonment of their compatriot. You have been imprisoned. Cyrus the Mad DJ 2 has joined the council. Oh dear. What about blood money? What are you doing here again? Well, I just got my fellow got imprisoned. It's time for me to commit more evil. Excuse me? Nothing is wrong. Absolutely nothing is wrong in the East. Really? Because you're looking at me like you've swallowed a wasp. There's definitely not an old witch who lives at the border of my lands, and I definitely haven't been having money troubles. And most importantly, she didn't offer me a fortune in exchange for just a drop of my blood, an offer which I absolutely didn't accept. You keep looking at me like I've trodden your foot. Ever since I didn't accept the witch's bargain, I haven't found myself obeying her every command. I definitely still rule over my estate, not her. Furthermore, she didn't forbid me from telling you about this, and I'm not using negative statements to bypass her magic. Glad that's cleared up. Let's celebrate all this good news with some wine. Count Sirius Matt DJ looks unaccountably miserable during your drinking session. What's his problem anyway? Come harvest time, Count Sirius the Mad DJ 2's farms yield a lot more grain than they used to, and the peasants are happier. In fact, everything going great. There are some complaints about priests going missing, of course, and the churches keep burning down, but you can't have everything. It's fine! It's not fine. What have I done? Oh, it's Deus! I don't mean to exaggerate, Your Majesty, but I believe I have pioneered the most incredible invention in the history of mankind. I was hosting a small party, playing cards with some old friends. I called for a servant to bring me something to eat that was both tasty and convenient, as my hands were occupied, and what my servant brought me this evening would change your life forever, my grace. Sounds like your servant invented it. Yes, and he's my employee, so I own the idea. It's only fair. Behold! He holds in the air a plate. Atop the plate are 2 slices of bread with a piece of meat wedged between them. It allows the hungry noble to consume 2 slices of bread plus meat all at once, saving valuable time. Meanwhile, the bread serves as an impregnable barrier, preventing one's hands from being besmirched by meaty juices. Ingenious! Naturally, since this is my invention, I suppose we name it after me. In a few years' time, I expect everyone to be enjoying a nice Deus Phoenix for lunch. But naturally, this innovation cannot be made available for free. Every time a Deus Phoenix is consumed, I expect a small royalty payment. Oh! Dang it! This is going to be tricky. Oh no. B is not the best option here. You could give us money, my lord, by voting D. This idea. Why don't we do this sandwich idea? This seems good. This seems good. Why don't we do this sandwich idea? This seems like a great idea. Let's do the sandwich idea. little bit of money never hurt anyone. Bit of sandwiches. Oh. Meh. I'll take the money. Oh, thought you might. They keep getting paid. Only that person. I'll take a day as Phoenix. Thank you, Your Majesty. It's the least I deserve. Now to work on my next invention, edible playing cards. From that point forward, everyone is forced to pay a small fee to Deus Phoenix whenever they eat anything between 2 slices of bread. Other counts are granted an exemption from paying this toll, but chiefs and barons are forced to cough up. Oh no! Consequently, despite the deliciousness and convenience of eating Deus Phoenixes, it never really catches on. Bakeries go bust across the East. Oh, what a shame! Reverse voting! They must opt for their least favourite option. Ooh. I have lasted a couple years. What, the reverse voting? I don't use Royal Gamble very often. I really don't use Royal Gamble very often. You know what? Yeah. I don't. I use Monarch's Golden Choice. I've used Royal Gamble once. You know what? Let's make this interesting. Oh, it's all in the march. Baron Redshift 10989 strides into the council chambers distraught, waving a dead rat by its tail. The fields of the barns of the march are overrun with vermin, and we've no more poison for these horrible things. We can't cope anymore. Oh! Might I suggest shotguns? We're not risking farming getting worse. Everything else is all up to you. I see what some people with D are doing. I see what some people with D are doing. But I'll take it. It's fine. Hire some adventurers to clear out the rodents. Luckily, the Adventurers Guild has an entire branch dedicated to vermin control as part of their Leveling Up initiative. Don't worry, Your Majesty. You can rely on I, Graswald the Glorious, and my party of merry adventurers to clear out these rats for you. Later, the adventurers are wiped out battling some kind of rat king in a sewer, but the rodent population has gone down. You forgot to put a golden choice on D, Kiko. That's because I didn't want to. I wanted to stop you for voting for the farming one. Baron Minthar rushes to the council chamber, breathless and in disarray. By Zenya's ashes, you look like you haven't slept for weeks. That's because I've been placed under a curse. Look, my hair's falling out in chunks. Perhaps you're ill, or old. It was one of my peasants. I saw it with her eyes. She's an evil witch. Who wants a bit of coin? We can find out what's wrong. It's just, you know, it's fine. Money. Ply your coin with trade. We can make this work. Yes, I do like money. Ooh. The first sterling is like, no. I know this is a problem, because it then means you have more money to get buildings that do things. It's also a failure-free option, indeed. I dared to vote the trade this time, but no, others are greedy. Sure enough, the scholars from Quell University discover a contaminated well in Minthar's estate. Not enough to kill, but enough to make their hair fall out and set their nerves on end. Look at that farming boost! The water is cleansed. The peasants return to their work and the scholars have a new poison to investigate. Behold, my liege. Baron Yusum Ale pulls aside a tarpaulin and to reveal a granite statue of Baron Maybewen. The statue is impeccably detailed, his expression a frozen grimace. I don't know. A sad sight, is it not? That's not a statue, is it? Astutely observed, your majesty. This is all that remains of my fellow baron. It seems the Stone Maiden is abroad to march. Who's that? She is a walking statue with burning yellow eyes. All who meet her gaze are turned to stone. She sleeps for years at a time before waking and terrorizing the kingdom. She must have ambushed Baron Maybewen on his latest hunting trip. Please, your highness, we must do something. So Baron Maybewen is dead, and has now been joined by their successor. Ooh! Ooh, this is all bad! This is all bad! It's always wizards. You know what? In this instance... it's reverse voting. Vote for the one you don't want to happen. I know what's going to happen. You're going to vote for the wizard. It's close, though. Well, looks like my treasury's in a bit poor right now. Whew. We're hiring a wizard. You send out word that you need a wizard, and fast. A few days later one arrives, and presents a hideous spectacle indeed. A wizard is a smoking ruin of a twisted slag, mouth stretched in a silent scream, carried to your throne room atop a palanquin. He is set down carefully by a team of sickly-looking apprentices.
I hear you are having troubles with a woman who turns people to stone. A matter I regretfully have some experience with. I can make this problem go away for the advertised fee and a small sacrifice. What I require is one of the king's teeth.
For what possible reason?
That's wizard business.
I have to say yes. One of the Gordian's apprentices steps forward and whips out a pair of pliers. It's over in a flash.
Thank you, Your Majesty. This will make a fine addition to my collection.
At least Gordius sticks to his promise. Within a week, the Stone Maiden's eyes are dark. She is a statue once more, silent and unmoving, with village children dancing around her and pigeons making messes on her head. I'm poor. At least we're doing well with this. My heir! Yes! Your quest for an heir is finally complete. You stand before the council holding a small child in your arms. Should I die, I ask that my crown be passed down to... The council hall is filled with nervous silence. My adopted, low-born child. The silence continues, excepting a few stifled coughs. After the awkward pause is stretched out for a minute, there's finally some sporadic applause. The nobles don't appreciate you introducing a low-born child into the royal family, but whether they like it or not, by designating an heir, you've cemented the stability of the kingdom. Your greatness, may I be the first to congratulate you on adopting an heir. What is their name? Spunty 2. Thank the gods, your majesty. I'm sure little Spunty 2 will grow up to be a chip off the old block. Congratulations on finding an heir. Now you just need to fulfill your ambition to win the game. Expect a visit from your spy master soon. However, look what you guys did. Why? We closed it for a reason. Your Majesty, do you remember a while ago when you ordered the tomb we discovered on the mountain be shut back up and forgotten about? Yes, I believe so. A low-born gang of cutthroats and looters dug the door back up despite our efforts. They cracked open the tomb. And disappeared without trace, I presume? Sadly, no. The looters marched back up the tomb at the head of an army of magic warriors made from ice. They've taken over a nearby fortress and declared independent fiefdom called Frostopia. That's a dumb name. Who would name anything like that? What's your kingdom called again? Spuntytopia. It's completely different. I see. This kind of defiance must be answered, Your Majesty. We don't have long to decide on a response. What do you suggest? This treachery must be stamped out. We're doing something. Oh, we're apparently gonna fight. Oh no, it's really close. Oh, we're gonna fight. Oh no, this is a coin toss. The resultant siege is bitter. Oh! Oh no. The Ice Warriors are formidable foes, inhumanly strong and untiring, each killing dozens of soldiers before it falls. But eventually, your numbers win the day. Victory celebrations are muted, the chief's army is devastated. The looters are decapitated, their heads spiked on the battlements of the fortress they took over. Well, that was bad. Blood and stars. I've been robbed. My manor has been ransacked and my money stolen. Is it because of your sandwiches? There have been more and more robberies in the east of late, your majesty. I suspect it's something to do with the thieves' guild that was established there recently. We need to hunt down these thieves like rats they are. Maybe if we can get my wealth back. Uh-oh. You do realise if you vote for B, the taxes are gonna suck next time round. Oh! Well, that's gonna suck for all of you. You order a massive recruitment drive for the Eastern Sheriffs and even hire adventurers to bolster the ranks. Your search efforts pay off quickly and Leader of the Thieves Guild is brought to you in chains. My money, most pleasing. Time to face the noose, you cur. You don't understand. We didn't just appear in the East at random. We had financial backing from members of the very council. We were funded by... His sentence ended a gurgle. A feathered arrow appears in his neck. The council erupts in chaos. The culprit is never found. From that moment forward... what little trust had existed between the council is broken. Oh, trade went up. But at least the Eastern economy recovers once the Thieves Guild is disbanded. Okay, money's a bit bad. Far away, the Baron's plot is gaining pace. Ah! The kingdom's militaries are in shambles. Those pansies couldn't fight their way out through a field of rabbits. I've drafted the reform proposals as planned. The council will be more than happy to follow our lead. Good, but we must ensure we don't get skittish. The kingdom must be stable for our proposal to work. Calm before the storm. For the next stage, you must raise stability to... Oh! Dang! Well... I mean, there's something to raise... Yeah, so without Kiko winning, I might get destroyed now. I might get obliterated. I see trade is being improved. This is getting bad. So you thought... I just see that 10,000 has gone into that. And the stability... Oh, no. It's alright, you were going to kill me anyway. It's alright, we can not deal with this. Dang it. You even voted for less farming. My ambition. At the start of your reign, you said you wanted to be the father of the nation. You're well on your way to reaching that goal. The peasants are thriving and well fed, and they think of you fondly. Well done, your majesty. But to shut down Manobo's scheming for good, we need to build on that reputation. Your advisors have some ideas. The common folk are a sleeping giant that even the nobles are afraid to wake. If you become beloved by the peasants, the nobles won't dare overthrow you for fear of revolution. Or you could declare war on the Ashmedian Empire. The nobles will forget their schemes if you win. Become beloved by the common folk. A wise decision, your majesty. I'll begin recruiting town criers to shout out about your achievements to the masses. But first you need actual achievements. Your priority is to raise your kingdom's stability and overall farming as much as you can. And of course, there can't be open rebellion among the nobles. The treasury's almost empty, your highness. What do you suggest we do? Apart from raising taxes, we have precious few options. You could get a bank loan or sell off the crown jewels, or perhaps crack open some of your predecessors' tombs. Most were buried with piles of gold, or so I've heard. I want to do this, but I also shouldn't do this. It does, but it also ruins my opportunity to succeed at my thing. I cannot lower it down to 5 for 2 seasons. Like, this will not happen. This, however... The auction of dozens of necklaces, 5 gold rings, and a jeweled scepter to the nobles. It is a humiliating affair. Selling off symbols of power makes you look weak and desperate. Oh, look at this tiara. Fetching, isn't it? Don't mind if I do. Check out this scepter. It's like I'm the king. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's not fine. Your Majesty, nobles of the council, tensions are running high, but the kingdom itself is stable. Perhaps it's time we forgot our past troubles and came together as friends. What do you have in mind, Chancellor? We could exchange gifts or hold a friendly competition, a fashion show perhaps, or a game of riddles. Your Majesty, why don't we hold a vote on a team-building exercise to help you and the council trust each other again? No! I saw minus 1,000 there and went, no! That's a bad idea! Oh boy, that would have been rubbish! We just got that money! Fashion! I know, Gabalion! But no one's going with you, I'm afraid. It's an exchange of gifts. A capital idea. The gift givers and recipients are plucked at random from a hat. You're assigned to receive a gift from Count Lionheart 83 UK and give a gift to Chief Mio 365. What do you want to buy for Count Lionheart? Oh! I don't do the zoo. It's a really bad idea because it improves trade. It improves trade. I cannot do that. Actually, no. It's just other... But it's 1,000. I can't do that. It's too much. I can't do it. I'm not risking it. You get towels. That's it? Some towels? Better than nothing, but I don't know what that was supposed to achieve. Well, I don't... Oh, what's my gift? Your gift when it arrives is a battered old book titled 10 Steps to Becoming an Effective Leader. Enjoy your greatness. I thought you'd find it most useful. It's not long before the other nobles hear about your gift and start cracking jokes behind your back. Dang it! Well! Times are tough, I'm afraid, everyone! Times are tough. We need to bolster up the treasury, and that means I get all of this. Everyone is being harshly taxed equally, okay? Your Majesty, the common folk are swayed as easily as the dandelion at the gale. I'm confident that we can make them adore you. This will be the biggest public relations campaign the kingdom has ever seen. You'll tour the kingdom giving speeches. Town criers will disclaim your great deeds from every corner. Can't we actually do things to actually help people? The nobles would never accept it. You need to secure your hold on power. Then you can pass whatever reforms you like. A few days later, the Chancellor is helping you prepare for your big speech. Peasants demand my presence. You're hustled out of your palace balcony, below which a sea of expectant and unwashed faces gaze up at you. As you step out the view, they erupt in cheers. Hats are thrown in the air. Someone faints with joy. Everywhere you've gone, you've met the same reception. The public like you. They really like you. But you need to turn that into love. As you launch into your speech, the peasants hang on your every word. The crowd grows and grows. When you wrap up, the peasants' cheering is so loud you're nearly knocked over. Oh, well done, Your Majesty! That went brilliantly! I did it, Chancellor. You did it! Now let's take this show on the road. Over the next few weeks, you travel all over the kingdom, delivering that same speech to packed venues. Everywhere you go, you're greeted by cheers and applause. Things are going wonderfully. The common folk of the north even want to throw you a surprise banquet to celebrate your achievements. How delightful. This is a sign you're a true king of the people. Your Majesty, this has nothing to do with the nobles. It's all about the ordinary folk, the salt of the earth. Exactly as I wanted. I'm so glad, Your Majesty. In a few weeks, the Chancellor sidles into your office looking very pleased with themselves. Woo! Your Majesty, the townsfolk of the north are ready for you to visit. What do the chiefs think of this? They only just found out about it. What are they going to do? Disinvite the king? You make your preparations to leave. Although it's meant to be a surprise, you may as well bring some essential luxuries. Your husband Nicholas steps up in the carriage and settles beside you, giving you a kiss on the cheek. I hope this invitation doesn't turn to an ambush. That would just be our luck. This is very nice, don't you think? Very nice indeed. I'm so glad you agree, Your Majesty. Little Spunty, too, makes the Chancellor play increasingly undignified make-believe games on the journey. You finally arrive in the Norman capital. Everywhere the people line the streets and hang out of the windows, cheering your procession. This is going to go badly. Chief Rudy stalks up to you and bows. Their smile is very rigid. Hello, Your Highness. How good to see you. Surprise. For me? The northern villagers have decided to support the crown so much that they put on a party in your honor. Goodness, I'm overcome. Aye, that's quite understandable. It was a surprise for all of us. Voices of praise follow you as you travel to the banquet hall. Townsfolk throw flower petals in your path. Chief Rudy Werewolf's pace is like thunder. When you enter the banquet hall, the national anthem strikes up and even more cheering rises. The hall is filled with northern townsfolk, but there's also common folk from all across the kingdom. Marcher vassals raise their tankards to you, cheering wildly. The Chancellor looks stunned. The peasants have gone mad. I had no idea everyone got together for this. Let's party. The people roar in approval. You spend a week in the north, feasting and drinking and breaking bread with the commoners. But you can't be on holiday forever. Eventually, you return to the capital where the council is in session. The nobles are arguing again. By Xenia's ashes, we must have coin from the treasury. I found an ancient law stating that the East is entitled to funds for Eastern sporting activities. No, we need the gold for our businesses. The peasants aren't working hard enough and we're losing momentum. You think back to the gathered peasants, tradespeople and merchants, all cheering for you. So many of them were cheering for you. Good. Could do it. It would be a great befitting ending. What are the nobles gonna do? Time for a change. I'm bringing peasants into the council. What? Bringing peasants into the council? You lock eyes with them, and you can tell they're thinking back to the banquet in their town. Aye, your majesty. Of course. Even over a single day it becomes clear the nobles are running scared. You have so much support from the ordinary people across the kingdom that the nobles have realized just how outnumbered they really are. Merchants and peasants rub shoulders with aristocrats in council sessions, bringing fresh perspective and the concerns of ordinary people to the throne for the first time. Defect of the giants. The kingdom grows truly harmonious. Even your crown feels lighter on your head when you put it on each morning. Your reign stretches out in front of you, full of hope and for a bright future. The chief's agreement with the ice giants fell apart, and the giants ended up attacking the north instead. The subsequent war kept the chiefs too busy to worry about the matters of the throne. The barons' revolutionary plans for a new modern army were quietly shelved, but not forgotten. The blueprints will surely come in useful one day. All that remained of the count's attempt to usurp the crown was a prisoner deep under the castle, clad in an iron mask and shrouded in rumour. It's nice to be loved. When you're loved by an entire kingdom, King Spunty rode the surge of public adoration for another 15 years of carousing, feasting, and popular reform, which were promptly undone after his passing, but the peasants thought it was nice while it lasted. Yay! I'm sorry everybody that joined the East. You sure this isn't your first time playing? It is! Did you hear the achievements? No, it was alright, let's be honest here. It was going to go really badly wrong really, really quickly. But fortunately, by the time the second phase of the scheme was going to happen, I was already had too much momentum. I got the achievement for winning by being beloved by the people, is what I got. I also got lucky because there was a 90% and a 70% roll at the end. Like, if I'd have been a little bit weaker, or that middle plot had gone a bit longer, I'd have been doomed. And also, you're gonna be less, you're gonna be even more wily next time. So if I go continue, what happens now, Cav? We only let you win because it's your birthday. Didn't you? I don't know. This is an enjoyable game. I like this game. This game is fun. Game length, 2 years, 9 months. Spouse, Nicholas of the East. Monarch, Spunty the Two. Wealthiest noble was Deus Phoenix. The poorest noble was Ghidorah. Look at that. It's a good kingdom in the end. Look how rich they are. That was good.
Mayhem! Yippee!
And that is Bumpy there, gifting 5 subs. That's 10 you've gifted so far. Thank you ever so much in all the time you've been here. It's really great. The counts had it the worst. If you continue, it starts with those... Oh no, it starts with those stats. But don't worry, it carries on next time, and we will totally die in the next time. That was good. Next time is when? I don't know. I mean, I've got to think about that. But it won't be too long. The plots failed at the start thanks to funding doing something and undoing it at the same turn for the first 2 years. I got rich, you did. It may replace Action 52. It may replace something else, actually. It may replace Shadows of Doubt at some point. Nothing can replace Action 52 except Action 52. But what a birthday this has been. Did you notice? Like, very subtly, I'm just like... I got lucky. Some events inadvertently improved farming. And stability was something I didn't know I needed. It's been a very good birthday. And you've all been wonderful. Sets fire to Kiko's scalp accidentally, which I'm like, whoops! Thanks, Iris. It's your birthday, like, yeah! But don't worry, you know what'll happen with Spunty 2? Spunty 1 will have a great reign. And Spunty 2 will just be absolutely stomped on. You know this will happen.
Mayhem! Yippee!
And that is MC gifting 10 subs. Thank you ever so much. The King... Oh, 5 subs rather. 10 in total. But thank you. The King set on fire IQ is happy. That is probably the case. And I won't go for the same goal with the next king. Everyone in the chat will bully him. They will. I will be squeezed. It will all go horribly wrong. That's why pretty nicely for my faction. And might be fun for another stream in the future. Yeah, absolutely, Dark Jade. It's going to be interesting. It was really scary because they were absolutely going to gain some momentum. We already know Spunty 2 ruined everyone's happy prosperity. Thank you ever so much there, Rotaraneg, for the Bavatar tax. That's awesome of you. Bavatar, greatly appreciate your generosity. Wishes he was on the throne. Very successful monarch gets replaced by a less successful one. Oh, it was chaos. See you in New Vader on Monday, indeed. Now, I just need to see who be raiding. Who I can raid, because that was a thing. That was really fun. This is a really fun game. This was a really fun game. I like this game. Absolutely want to play more of this. We could say we were there. You can! We could raid Rufus. Oh yeah, we could! We could raid Rufus. We could. I haven't raided Rufus for a while. You playing Frostopia? But you know what, folks? That game was impossible without you. And my community is impossible without you. It is impossible without you. I could not do this without you. I wouldn't want to do this without you. So thank you all ever so much for your support and your awesome generosity, and not just now, not just today, but over all the years. Because you make what I do possible. You make all what I do possible, and I could never been happier than when I am entertaining all of you. Like now, with this stream. I pulled victory from the jaws of defeat. And you're all absolutely awesome. There are a couple of things I need to quickly talk about before I conclude here. First off, there is my website, Kikoskia.com. You can check out all kinds of things there, including my schedule. You can read with Tom. You can also find links where you can buy my book, and Hope. There's also... No problem, Deus. I'm glad you were here as well, Kronos. There's also my Discord, where you can join a large and thriving community, which I am often a part of. There's loads of places to talk about stuff, loads of emotes based on Let's Plays and streams past and present, and if you link your Twitch and Discord together and you're subbing on Twitch, you can use the Twitch emotes with Discord, which is awesome. Then there is my Patreon. There you can pledge to support me in doing what I do. There's not been Let's Play or stream where I sit behind paywalls, but there is a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes that you typically do not see, including but not limited to all the editing, compression, and test streams and test recordings that makes everything and all what I do a reality. And in these trying times, especially with me going for a more, like all the mortgage on the house, I rely on all the people. That is true. That is true. All those things are quite good. The Wizard Apprentice was now his mother. Indeed. But you're all absolutely awesome, and those that do support me not only get a different colour name on Discord and my deep and sincere thanks, but going forward will get the ability to vote on upcoming like the list of games that are upcoming in future Let's Play slots. Like there'll be a shortlist compiled by Patreon, which will then be voted on. Either by Patreon, or more likely, because they have said they want it like that, by everyone. So they'll compile a list, everyone will vote on it. There's also my YouTube, where you can check out all of my content. From the very first video I put up over 15 years ago, nearly 16 years ago now actually. I'm so old! And everything in between. There's nearly 10,000 videos, was over 10,000 videos of stuff, and all of my Twitch VODs are all there as well. And those of you that sub to me, well, by the way, that may change in the future going forward. I'll try and sort out a VOD channel. That's something I'm thinking of doing. But those of you that sub to me there get me close to 100,000 YouTube subscribers. I am old. I'm so old. And 100,000 YouTube subscribers is a great goal to get to. Also remember, liking and commenting on every video that you watch helps improve its visibility in the algorithm. Subbing is great too, and getting that little bell notification makes it all the more visible. Then there is my various social medias, like my Twitter, there's Mastodon, Instagram, Blue Sky, and there's also the Discord community and the community tab on YouTube. There you can get notifications about when I start streaming, when my Let's Play videos go live, and all kinds of random other stuff. 25 and you started. Where have the years gone? I'd like to know. So would my hair. Or lack thereof it these days. The front. Then there is my throne wishlist, where you can give gifts to, like, provide little bits of joy. Or put suggestions up for gifts if you don't find something there that you specifically want to hand to gift. But finally, there is me thanking all of you, because seriously, you are all absolutely amazing and brilliant and wonderful and fantastic. And I couldn't do what I do without you, and I wouldn't want to do what I do without you. You are the most amazing and wonderful and brilliant community I could ever hope to have. You really are. Like, what I'm doing now with, like, the big step with my partner could not be possible without your support and without what you do to make my job possible. So I must thank you all so much from the bottom of my heart. And with your continued support on Twitch, on YouTube, on Patreon, and everywhere, and with my writing as well, I'll be able to keep doing this for many years to come. Keep entertaining you. Keep making my content better. Because I want to make it the best it can be. Everywhere. For you. So that you can enjoy it the best you can. So thank you all ever so much, folks. Seriously. Thank you. You're all just the greatest. Thank you so much. Thank you. And whether it be morning, afternoon, or evening, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. And I hope you achieve everything you set out to do. I think you go for a BLT Deus Phoenix. Good plan, Deus Phoenix. Wait, does that mean you have to pay yourself? Probably not. The next stream is on Monday. That will be 7 PM GMT, Shadows of Doubt. Still more cases to do, but I think slowly we might want to think about winding that down eventually, because my plan eventually is, when I've done the move and everything else, to come back with some new stream games to play and reinvigorate, and maybe this might be one of them in the long run. In fact, I'm actually hoping this is one of them, because it's a fun game and an interactive game and an awesome game. And so I'll catch you next time, folks, and I'll see you then. Thanks very much for all the birthday wishes and everything. You're all so wonderful. You truly are. Later. And remember, be nice to each other, everyone, for if everyone is nice to each other, the world would be that much better a place. And we all want that, don't we? Well, I certainly do. And I hope you do too. Later. Also, that is a choice, Nuddle Master. That is indeed a choice. I am thinking about it. Thank you, everyone, once again. And next time we do play this, the reign of King Spunty 2. Be a great reign. Later.